And welcome to this segment of Business Insight. I'm Kem Chadorin. This always happens 9 to 10 from Monday to Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. Now remember, every time here, right here at Smart 24 TV, we do have this Business Insight to tackle particular pertinent issues that happen not only within Uganda, but on a global scene. Happening right now, right in the wake of what has been happening with the launch of the Grow Monies coming out there. And of course, last interventions in regards to women's socio-economic empowerment, inclusion for marginalized groups in Uganda. We do particularly look at financial inclusion. Coming in today and in the backlight of all the other programs coming in, we have our particular topic today, and that is all about inclusivity. That is about tapping into the different opportunities. We are looking at the alternative financing opportunities in Uganda, especially for the marginalized groups. Now, to take us through on today, our guest is Rose Aliguma Wegoye. She is the chairperson for the Our Investment Club and SACCO. She will give us more details on that. This particular Academy for Women Entrepreneurs is under the U.S. Embassy initiative. Welcome, Rose.
Thank you.
This is your forte. This is the part that gives you the hypes and the passion.
That's why I wake up every day.
I know.
With a big smile.
Yes. It's very empowering. I think empowerment begins with the mind.
Yes.
You know, it begins with the mind, with being able to find out what am I passionate about and pursue it. Tell us a little bit about this association. Is it a SACCO? Is it an association? Is it an organization? What is it?
It's everything.
Okay.
To us, it's a network. But under the network, the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, we have what we call the Investment Club and SACCO, which is an arm that helps the members get financial freedom. We're looking at all the women who have gone through the Academy for Women Entrepreneurship program to not rely on themselves alone, to know that they have backup, but also to know that there are always other options of raising funds rather than running to the institutions that many of them claim they do not have the credentials to get the loans. For example, we know that every institution will ask you for collateral, or if you're salaried, then they will ask you for an employment letter and all the backups. So we set up this institution basically to make sure that even that woman with running a smallest business in the rural area can actually get some money for their businesses.
Is it an exclusive organization? Is it an exclusive? Is it exclusive?
It is extremely exclusive.
To who exactly?
To alumni of the Academy for Women. If you've gone through the Dream Builder program, that is a program sponsored by the U.S. Embassy. Actually, the entire program is run by and facilitated by people from the U.S. Embassy. And that program is to help women, educate women. As women, we sat back with our facilitators and we were like, what do we do? I can tell you I'm among the few women who sat that program, and because we were struggling to raise money for my business, and by the way, I'm an entrepreneur.
I was going to ask you.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I run a media monitoring firm and a research firm. And we started around 2017, but know that COVID came in and everything just went down. So during that time, many of us who were in cohort 2 were wondering what is the next step. We participated in this program. After participating in this program, only 3 of us won the US ADF funding. It's a very competitive process. But imagine out of, say, 200 women, only 3 have won. And
3 qualified?
Only 3. And with that, you realize so many are excluded. So the best way was for us to sit together and ask ourselves, how do we then help the majority of these women who have not gotten a chance to get this money, get something to run their businesses? And many of them were telling me, I can't go to a circle. I mean, to any other circle. I cannot go to the bank. I don't have credentials. I cannot go to any other facility because they are going to ask me for ABCD. But here was a network of women who knew each other. Maybe we didn't know each other even face to face, but these are women we had interacted with, we had networked, we knew what each of them was doing. We asked ourselves, how best can we help each other? So we started an investment arm, a savings arm, and a loan giving arm. For our first year, we decided we were going to just collect money because we were collecting little money, 20,000, 50,000.
From the members?
From the members.
How many?
Right now we are 140 members.
Okay.
But not all of them are active. You know how things happen.
Yes.
So we have about 30% of non-participating members, but they are interested. They could possibly be having a challenge, and many times we are looking out for those women, asking them, okay, where is the challenge? But many women have dreams, but they can't actualize them. And that's why I'm looking at Grow, and I'm thinking it's a good program. It started with very good intentions. We were very excited about this group. But we are finding it again a challenge. But let's go back to the women. So we started collecting this money slowly by slowly, and in year one we hit 100 million.
Wow.
We are in our year two because
this is monies from the women, from the members.
Women themselves. We
not
say
any top up from somewhere else.
The top up we got was when we launched. Then someone said, "Oh,
you're starting.
You've started. You're doing well. I can give you something small." We are given about 12 million as a donation, and that money is doing a lot. So on our launch, by the time we launched in November last year, we had hit 100 million, and we were so excited. And our target then was we can make 200 million by November
this year.
2024. Yes. Yeah. And we have done it even before. Even before the November. So small monies are able to sustain.
And this is, so roughly speaking, maybe it is around, given that it's 100 and something women, and then of course you do have 30%, around 30% inactive.
Yes.
Still maybe trying to get their ropes around and move on. And sometimes they are silent about business challenges. They don't talk so easily.
Yes.
Sometimes, especially when maybe another is posting 80s and is maybe being highlighted in a paper somewhere. You feel very, you know, you take a back seat.
Yes.
And then you're like, no one will understand. Let me just keep quiet and not tell them I'm making losses.
Yes.
Or I've put a hold.
Yes.
But the great thing about it is that when they, and this is what I've noticed with women groupings, is that we seem to absorb passion from others.
Yes.
We seem to absorb intention and intent.
Yes, a lot.
You may think they are quiet, but once in a while when you do get them, they will tell you, I've been working on it, I'm working on it, just give me a couple of months.
Yes.
So basically what you are saying is you've been able to hit even surpass the initial targets of 200 from around maybe 85 women or so.
Yes. Actually, we do our surveys and we reach out to women. And these women will tell you, you see, for me the reason why I'm not coming in is because my husband told me I can't continue with women things. Or another one will tell you, my business is not doing so well.
Those are women members?
Yes. They will tell you, my business is not doing well, or my business closed, it was doing very well, the landlord came one day and told me to move, you know, things like that. And we've been able to help some women who come out and they're like, you know what, I was a good member and I've withdrawn because of this. Especially those, if it's capital. And we have regional organization, we have regional leadership. So from the regions, we have the leader and we have a deputy. And their job is to make sure that the people in the region, we are meanwhile countrywide. So within the region, for example, people who are in West Nile, there is a leader in West Nile, and we have a person who reaches out to those women. And if they have a challenge, they don't have to come to Kampala or call me. They will talk to the nearest person. So it is more intimate with these women if they come out. Or when we reach out to them and we're like, okay, where is the challenge? And we give them those small monies. Some of us, I can tell you, our challenges are big. It's just not money. It is mindset. If I go there, how will I pay back the money? It's a challenge for us to pay back money. It is. For everybody. For me, I can tell you I have my challenges. I was working in a corporate entity. I got a salary loan. I started a business. COVID hit. Things went down. I'm still struggling to pay the loan. But because I'm in this institution, I'm so comfortable telling myself my business is going to grow and I'll be able to clear my outstanding. It is hope.
Why don't you get you do give loans?
Yes, we give loans.
It gives loans.
Small short-term loans.
How short is it?
It's short as 6 months at say 1 to 1.52%. Yes.
That is quite.
It is very small.
Yes.
And we don't need.
We don't even call it small.
Collateral.
We call it sweet.
And we don't ask for collateral.
Yes.
We have what we call, for some regions, we have what we call accountability partners. So what an accountability partner does, they endorse you to get the loan, they encourage you to pay back the loan.
How many accountability partners do you normally
have? Between 5 and 10. So a group can be between 5 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it can be a whole region. Because there are not so many members in each region.
Yeah.
So it could be a whole region of maybe 10 to 15 people who make sure that when they endorse you to get the loan, the regional leader has to sign for you. You have to have 2 guarantors signed, and those should have money on their account.
Yeah.
We have an app from DFCU whereby once the money is sent, it's easy to track and tell you, hey, by the way, you're running low, but you also can see.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the savings, these women save their money, and on a daily, you can see your account grow. It's so encouraging to see that you drop there 20,000 and you see your money grow. Yeah. Yeah. So it is, and as a group, we have a group. We call it the VIP Lounge.
Yes.
Oh my God, that group it's wonderful, because what normally happens is someone drops there, even if it's 10K, you celebrate them. Because that money, a woman's money is coming from far.
Very far. From very far.
Very, very, very far.
The ability to amass 200, to actually surpass expectations and mass at least 200 million just in collective savings speaks a lot to the unutilized potential. This has not only come out in the village savings groups and all that, but it is the fact that, you know what, if women come together intentionally and are able to put whatever they can, in the end, they will challenge those particular gaps that exist.
Yes, that is
actually, the African Development Bank puts forward a gapping of around $42 million that exists in financial gaps.
Yes.
That means women who really, really need this money, and especially to improve their business, not for personal things, improving their business and moving on and upscaling, are unable to actually tap into this. And yet, women form up quite a bulk, like in Uganda.
I can tell you, the biggest number of entrepreneurs, small scale, Jua Kali, are women. Go to the markets. Go to the roadside. Look at the women who are carrying baskets. Go to the markets you know those mobile markets? Who is in those mobile markets?
It's the women.
It is the women.
Yeah.
Go to the roadside. Have you driven from Kayunga to Mbali?
It's the women.
It's the women who are seated there with their children. Those women cannot go to the bank. They have no land titles. They don't have car logbooks. They have no salaried loans.
Yeah. So
the easiest form of money they can get is maybe the parish model. I've never known much about that one. I need to know how to get that money. But the circle is the quickest way to get you capitalized. And therefore, the AWI Academy Alumni Investment Club and Circle, for me, I think is something that we delayed to start. Because if we had started it immediately, we entered into the academy,
you would be far ahead.
We would be far away.
Yeah.
We would be doing very well.
What are those particular things, those just a little bit, just hint on them, that get to deter women within your investment club, that they get to say, you know what, we would want to actually be able to grow our businesses, but because of A, B, C, D, apart from the money aspect, what other things?
I think it goes back again to the money aspect. Trust, credibility. There are so many circles that have stolen money.
Yes, true.
It goes back to trust. There are so many circles that have stolen money for members. They disappear with people's money.
Yeah.
And that alone makes women stay back.
Cagey and hesitant.
Yes, they are like, maika money, nkateke yo. They will take it. The other issue is having no liquidity and accessibility to how to save. Someone has their money, but they are keeping it here or under the bed because they cannot go to save it, say, in a bank or in the circle that is far away. So that access is also an issue. Of course, I've talked about collateral.
Yeah.
And guarantors, no one wants to guarantee you if you're not going to pay.
You're very high risk.
You're high risk. So those are the issues that really stop women.
And it's very good that you're in research, Rose.
Yes.
Because there are a couple of more increasing sentiments not to attach the perspective of business just to women enterprises, women-led enterprises, but also look at the other social factors that come into play, because these social factors are the ones that actually deter the financial institutions from backing women.
Yes.
We had this discussion here last week with my colleague, and I said, you see, you're a man, I'm a woman.
Yes.
When we enter, and all of us want 80 million.
Yes.
Yes? Both of us want 80 million each.
Yes.
They will look at me more or less as high risk because I have children.
Yes.
That means at any one time when they get sick, then I'm going to hold and then go back the other side. Because we also are the #1 primary carers, primary carers. Yes. At any one time, if my children fall sick, or my mother or my father, then I'm going to divert. There's a very high chance that I'm going to. And remember, all this is happening just as we are entering, you know?
Yes.
Or we have both sat down at the officer's desk. And both of us have put in our application verbally and said, I want 80 million. And he also says, I want 80 million. But even before that, that is the schema that is being attached to me. How does the woman in Uganda override this and be able to show that, you know what, despite all this societal conditioning and the stereotyping, I also have a very good business acumen. I have been able to grow my business from here to there, from micro to small.
Yes.
Right now, this is I may not have the land title and the logbook, but right now, this is my documentation. These are my receipts.
Exactly.
This is the reputational collateral.
I was actually going to tell you that one of the things that is missing in many of our businesses as women is bookkeeping. Yeah. Once you have a record of everything that you're doing, it becomes easy for an institution to assess you, even if it's mobile money. We are doing most of our work
Via mobile money.
Via mobile money.
Yeah.
Small businesses get paid through mobile money. They pay for suppliers through mobile money. Once you have a track record, it also shows that you are credible.
They can actually track you.
Yes. The other issue is being legalized. If you're not legal and you have a business that wants to do bigger businesses and you're not legalized, it also becomes a challenge because now no one will see if you've been paying taxes. No one can tell if you are URSB certified. You know, there are things that, and yet the woman is running away from these things because they pull money out of her pocket.
Exactly. Do you know why I laughed? I laughed because I had this. We had this conversation with a group of market women, and she would tell you, as the head, she would tell you with her tomatoes. She had 2 stalls in different markets.
Yes.
And this lady here said, "You have no. You can't believe how much passes through my hands. When I tell you how much passes," and I could see it because this is a woman who is well-intentioned, she's really seasoned, and she's a hustler, if I can call it that way. And she will tell you, "You see me here, I may not look like I have money, but the money that passes through my hands, you cannot believe it." She will tell you, from these 2 stalls and the negotiations we do from early morning up to late night, you cannot imagine the money. Now, what I told her, given a different scenario that had happened way before, and we shall come back to what we're talking about earlier, is I said, exactly, it is because I cannot imagine the money. That is all the reason for you to document it. Particularly. And I told her, when you walk into any particular bank right now, or any particular, looking for that 35, 50 million that you are saying, I can't imagine. They also will not be able to imagine if you don't have that documentation.
It is true.
Yes?
It is very true.
And
they can't imagine.
Yes. And to me, the life changer was the knowledge that you may not have all these different assets, but if you have the reputational collateral, it changes everything.
Yes, it does.
But women sit there and you have your 300 and they keep on with their little aprons, right?
They
keep getting it and putting it there and then giving it out, and then once it moves away from, they call it the upper chamber. When it moves, we laugh about it. When it moves away from the upper chamber, then it goes up into another chamber. That is now their profit. They're already calculating. Very sharp women. But then at the end of the day, we cannot imagine.
Let me tell you one thing that the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs taught me as a business, was that many times we think we know. And until an accelerator program comes up and teaches these women the reason why they should document, the reason why they should put aside money for a rainy day, because once it comes from here, it's going into tomatoes, it's going to food, fish, whatever, for home use.
There's no documentation whatsoever.
Exactly. So training these women, talking to these women before you go to give them money is very important. Having a relationship with someone who is your creditor is very important, because then they will guide you. I've had my own shares, I've told you, with money. The biggest challenge we get is interest on the money that also they give us. Apart from me not documenting, there is that issue of getting money without knowing that there are hidden costs. You get money, you fail to pay back because you thought you are able to pay back. By the time it comes to you paying back, it's more than double. We as borrowers go completely amok when we get the money. You're happy to see the money.
You get excited.
You get excited. You sign documents. I was signing my salary loan, very easy. When you calculate how much you're going to pay back, the terms and condition of paying back, it is
exorbitant.
Exorbitant. I was so happy again. I'm going back to grow. When they said the women, there is women money.
Yes.
At no
particular, unsecured.
Unsecured.
Have you seen those lines? Hey. Have you seen those lines? Those lines started long time ago. They started long time ago. We've been carrying out a little bit of a survey within the different banks, really, about these monies. The women started out long time ago. By the time it came out, and we were talking about this at Smart 24 TV, saying the money is the launch. It was live here, right on Smart 24 TV.
Yes.
You should have seen what happened. The banks were filled with capacity.
Yes.
And right now, the banks, actually, the partner banks, when you get down there, are trying to scrutinize the women and see, honestly, who is high, who is flight, and who is grounded. Yeah. Because the reality about it is that amongst all these different opportunities, you're going to have the very, very flight ones, the ones that will get the money and run off, and then you're going to have the serious ones who are grounded, looking for opportunities to utilize.
That's why me and my business are still weighing if we can get that money, because the excitement is high. Yeah. If you have not planned on how that money will be used, it can go down the drain and you suffer paying it back. Women need to be very careful. We get excited. We get excited with that money, but you must have a plan from A to Z and a goal. What do you want to achieve from this money?
Oh, I first get the money, then I plan.
That is, you know, when you have, you'll take it, a chivanja and a land title, you put it there, and you take that money. My advice to women, don't rush to get this money. Plan how you're going to use this money. Look at the risk. Yeah, I've been beaten. I don't want to go getting money that I'll fail to pay back.
Yes, have you gotten down, whether it is PDM, whether it is wealth creation, whether it is Gagawale, have you had the different, the rallying, the support?
Yes.
What are you up to? You know, even someone will pass through the village and drum you up with excitement.
You go to the village and see how many women have anything on the ground, those who got that money. They are being chased around to get back that money. Yeah. People have been arrested to get back that money. Paying back that money is not easy.
Plan earlier. Don't get excited.
Plan early. Have a goal.
And it is on that note that we're going to take a short break. It is on that note, as we plan, let us plan for the second part of this, because clearly sometimes when it comes down to excitement, people get excited. And then, of course, you do have the different champions who really, with all good intention, come out and they really want women and different, and the youth as well, to get out of their slumber and do well. But how intentioned is it for the women? Let's take a short break. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you.
Smart 24, driving business.
Uganda fire! Endiba fire! Abamboda fire!
Bannange mwebale okuwagira Uganda Cranes nga nambonezebwa okugulawo emiryango gye. Mwebale kwambala langi zaffe n'emijoozi gyaffe mu ssanyu. Muyiwawo omubiri wadde tuwangudde ne bwe tuba tukubiddwa eddiba. Kati no, nga mukaga Septemba nga Uganda Cranes yabalagana ne South Africa tugulabira wandegeya. Ate olwo nga mwenda Septemba twekweka enambole nga twambalagana ne Congo Brazzaville. Gula tiketi yo ku mitwalo 2.5 kashi ate bw'okozesa momo emitwalo 2 gyokka. Nyiga star M65 star 2 noti hashi oba kozesa momo app ofuna tiketi yo ku sente ntono. Bw'osasula emitwalo 5 ofuna tiketi ya gold ate bw'osasula emitwalo 15 ofuna ya platinum. Bikutuusiddwako MTN omwogizi wa Uganda Cranes nambeemu nga tuli wamu tewali kitulema.
Cooking oil like no other makes your meal so sweet and scrumptious. The taste of Uganda. I want ya. The taste of Uganda. Yeah, I want ya. I want ya.
Oli mukyala munna bizinesi era oyagala bizinesi yeekulaakulane, gavumenti ya Uganda ekuleetedde ssente za Grow era nga weewola okuva ku bukadde buna okutuuka ku bukadde 2 n'osasula mu bbanga lya myaka 2 ate nga gw'asasula mu budde olinna mukisa ddala. Eri abakyala abanoonyi b'obubudamu nammwe abaliko obulemu, enteekateeka eno egenda kubakolako mu ngeri ey'enjawulo. Okumanya ebisingawo, tuukirira Post Bank, Equity Bank, DFCO, Centenary Bank, Finance Trust Bank ne Stanbic Bank oba genda ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa www.grow.go.ug oba okujja ku ofiisi za PSFU ku Kyaddondo Road e Nakasero ku kizimbe kya Trust Tower omwaliiro ogusooka oba okuweereza obubaka bwa WhatsApp ku nooti 762 3 nooti 4961. Omukisa guno gw'abakyala bonna okwetooloola eggwanga era ng'enteekateeka ya Grow evujjirirwa banka y'ensi yonna n'eteekebwa mu nkola Ministry y'ekikula ky'abantu ne Private Sector Foundation Uganda.
Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
Everyone has a favorite housemate, and the power to keep your favorite in Big Brother's house is by voting. They need your vote each week, and here's how. You can vote on the website or mobile site. You can also vote using the My DSTV app. The higher your DSTV package, the more votes and power you get to keep your faves in the game. Voting opens every Monday and closes every Thursday. Vote now to save your faves from eviction and keep them in Biggie's house. Big Brother Niger, no lose guard. Rated 18. Brought to you by gold sponsor Guinness. Black shines brightest. Yeah.
Smart 24, driving business.
Welcome back from the break. Now, as we are still talking about alternative finance sources for marginalized groups, particularly looking at women and youth in Uganda, let me just give you just a little bit of a hint. Women entrepreneurs still face severe financial exclusion, and you had the African Development Bank come in estimating a $42 billion financing gap for women-led businesses in Uganda, in Africa actually. And coming to think about it and to give us insight on this particular topic, particularly from their experience in their own investment club, we do have Rose Aliguma Wegoye, who is the chairperson for the Awe Investment Club and SACCO. This is Academy for Women Entrepreneurs under the U.S. Embassy Initiative. Now, Rose, we were talking about that particular aspect, even off camera, we continued talking.
Yes.
You know, our conversations don't actually end when we get into the break, but this is the part that we do get to recap as well on some of this. Now, we mentioned earlier in the first half, I talked about how a man and a woman gets into a bank, and both of them want 80 million, and immediately, even before you speak a word, the moment you say money, 80 million, they've already started stereotyping you as a woman. Now, this is the part that happens, that even at the 80 million, the more I am stereotyped and these realities come out to front about most of the African women, the more the less bankable I am. That means at any one time, instead of the 80 million, they will offer me 35. Now, this is what happens to the men. It's actually increases their value, their bankability, if I can call it that. Two people, male, female, go into a bank. One is asking for 80, the other is also asking for 80. the woman is given the lower end
Yes.
because of the society
Yes.
things. The man is actually given, can we even give you at least 100 instead of 80? What can be done? What do you think can be done, especially by the different institutions that come in? Because you already are very active with the investment club, you treat all the women the same way, the way they come in, and you also understand the different dynamics that they go through.
Yes.
If we to flip it over and push it over to the financial institutions, what should they be keen on so that we don't?
Let's start
get
with the
less?
women. The women will lack confidence. When you walk into the bank, a banker is looking out for someone with confidence and a trail of evidence that this person is able to afford. Men have over time learned the trick of making sure that when they enter the bank,
They dress the part.
they dress the part, they speak the part, but also they have a business plan ready, they have all these things ready, credentials are ready, legal documents are ready, everything is basically clear. The woman enters the bank, even needs a man to go with. I have seen women going to search for, even carries a son at least, because I think we lack confidence. We are not so empowered to speak. I may be empowered. I could go to my bank and talk and tell them, look here, this is my situation. I have my banker whom I'm always chatting with, and she's always telling me, but Rose, I need my money back. I need my, and even when I can't manage to pay back, she'll tell me, Rose, I need my money. I'll tell her, but this Rose here is struggling in this way and this way. This month, things may not, and they will understand. But another woman will actually disappear, hide away, will not pick their calls, will not communicate. We have all these channels of communication. That helps the woman. Now, if a woman cannot pay back or cannot speak for themselves, then the institution has to make sure that they put avenues to reach this woman. There are women out there who fit the credential. Maybe they are not dressing the part. Maybe they are not looking the part. Maybe they cannot speak the part. But if you reached out to them and you studied their business, their entrepreneurship skills and everything, and guided them, if you sat with them for a week, if you did research on these women and organized them, I can tell you, banks have, say, women in business. They have all these she for her, all these
products.
These products need to reach out to the women
that need them the most.
For me, I'm able to seek them out. I see all women in business. I walk in. Account for her. I can walk in. But this other woman needs you to go there and tell her, did you know there is a product for you? Okoloti ofuna sente meka on a daily. How can I help you grow this small business? You find like a business has survived 10 years.
What is the trick?
What is the trick? How can I grow this business from the small stall it is to a bigger shop?
A bigger store.
This salon that needs, it has had all these hair dryers that are breaking apart. Can we have some salesperson walk into these salons and check out these women? The chair is broken. This chair brings the money, because you can't enter a salon and you don't sit. But then the bank is not possibly willing to give you that little money at a negotiated interest rate.
Or it looks at the costs incurred in reaching out to the women.
Now that is another. And that's why I'm thinking the accelerator programs that are out there, the ADCs, the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, Outbox, all these Makerere Hub, all these other, they may be targeting most of the up market. But we need those that are targeting these women, the lower woman, so that now they can empower them to
there's someone actually who mentioned something and said the more inclusive some of these programs purportedly get out in the media,
Yes.
the more exclusive they become.
Yes.
The more inclusive they seem out there in advertising, the more exclusive they become. Why? We did have a little bit of a survey here, and some sort of one-on-one as well with a couple of other guests that had attended a couple of other accelerators.
Yes.
And they did mention that when you get into some of these accelerators, it becomes very easy to actually be pinpointed for another accelerator.
I am.
Yes, yourself included.
Yes.
It becomes very, very easy. One, because some of these persons behind the accelerators are looking for someone intentional.
Yes.
They're also looking for someone bankable,
Yes.
as well as someone who knows what they are doing. So when you are shifting the chaff,
Yes.
it is very easy to say, no, just get me someone seasoned. Get me someone that I can work with,
Yes.
someone who's not going to waste my time, someone who's not going to
Yes.
reach halfway and then say, I'm tired, let me drop out. So the more inclusive they purportedly, seemingly be out there, the more exclusive. Why did she say that? Because she said ever since she got out into the very first accelerator,
Yes.
she has been called in to participate
In
a
others.
couple of others.
Yes.
You see? So now, as this gets out there and they're being pushed over, this other one who did not attend any is actually in one or another locked out.
Yeah.
But let's get back into some of these other tailor-made. But just to give you a sneak peek before we do, one of the things that is being broached out is the fact that tailor support services and financing models to marginalized groups should address specific needs and challenges of women.
Yes.
And this is what you're
Yes,
talking about.
yes,
You
yes.
were talking about. Just in a highlight, what are those specific needs of women? And we're talking about the lower strata, women in business, socioeconomic segment. The woman there who is getting, and she's really making quite some money, cooking her molokoni down there with her small stall. And she makes that money, pays for fees.
Yes.
She's getting money.
Yes.
With her tomato stall. Those are the women that are many, but sometimes they are not reached out to.
The question will be, do those women actually want this? Because they need themselves, they need to say, I need this money. There is wanting to get them to get the money, but they actually don't need it. You understand? One, there is an issue of ignorance that this money exists. I'll give you a good example. You've heard about the COVID Recovery Fund. Have you ever heard about that one? With a 10% interest rate.
Yes. How many have heard of it?
How many have heard about
How
it?
many have heard of it? And how out there was it?
I don't know. The education is the key, the gap that is missing most. Information gaps are the biggest. Empowering women with the skill to write, to read, to listen and digest things. They say if you want to hide things from an African,
Put them in a book.
many of us, you see people talk about Munaba Gagawale on TV, on radio, and you're like, even to be a government area. We are not, the money might be at the parish, but you're like, as a scientist, this is a fair.
They have already chewed it.
They have already chewed it. Or you have had an experience where Baba signing somewhere. All of you have signed up. And guess what? The money never reached you. Or when it reached you, it was just a cartoon.
Not the 1 million you expected. It was
And then
now,
they are chasing
it
you
was
for the 1
400.
million because you got 1 million, the one you signed for, and yet in your account you got you got 100,000.
These ones are also stories coming out.
So that is a gap. Empowering a woman to understand what is out there, but also how to organize their business in a format that will be understood by the banker, in a format that will be understood by government, in a format that will be understood by anyone who wants to help them. Two, the bank should offer this information freely when I walk into the bank. There is advertising that these things are available. I go to the bank and you go wishy-washy, you're not telling me the truth. Maybe the money is not there. Or you add on a lot of conditions that I cannot meet.
Yeah.
So that is a gap. The other is our men, our husbands, sometimes don't understand that women are actually clever.
Because
You know?
because of the way it is put out there, maybe.
Yes.
Because of the way it is put out there.
Because when you have a business that is thriving and you have a husband who is who has the potential, then they should be able to support you and guarantee you and push you and empower you, because you're bringing back this money into the family.
Yeah.
Out there, you go to a bank. There are women who go to the bank, get money, and the men will take the money, and you have to suffer to pay it back.
Pay it back. This happens very many times.
I have heard of women coming to us asking for money to pay, to help them, to give them a loan, to pay a loan. You understand?
Yes.
It becomes complicated. I think also we need networks. The gap where you look for a guarantor, but you don't have where to get a guarantor.
Yeah.
You'll find a woman has a business, but she knows no one in a particular bank. You go to a bank and they're telling you, man, twetaga guarantor ina milioni nga 5 oba 10, and there is no one of that nature that you know.
Yeah.
So it's another gap. And that's why our investment club model, where you have 10 people, 5 people here
Can back you
to
up.
back you up, is a good model.
And this is why we wanted to flip the coin and find out, yes, with all these recommendations from this side,
Yes.
what has worked particularly
For us.
for the investment club? You
Yes.
preempted me.
Yes.
What has worked for what those specific traits that you know are working that
For
are
us.
missing the other side, as you have highlighted?
The thing is with us is that we want to give small loans, very small loans. You take the money, you bring it back. It means that you are capable of paying back.
How small is small?
How small is, as in you're a market woman, you need 100K. We'll give it to you and you just give us a small 1K back or 2K back as interest.
Yeah.
It is that small. So the other is to reach out. When you keep quiet for some time, we reach out to you and ask you, what is the issue? We call the regional person, can you please reach out to this person? And that person reaches out and is able to gather information about you, and then we support you accordingly, whether with information or with money.
Okay.
And normally we give you small money, incremental money. Once we see you're paying back, then it goes on increasing.
Okay.
That has worked. The other is, as a group, we are closed up group, whereby we have activities that unite us. We have activities that make us one. We meet up, we discuss our issues, we are democratic. We know what we want to achieve. We have invested most of our money. It's not in loans.
You've carried out other investments?
Yes, we have invested in umbrella trust funds, we are in bonds and bills, we are in private debt.
Okay.
Slowly by slowly. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So the women see. And
That
because we are all in the same struggle with these women, we fit the profile.
Yes.
Yes.
So you work together.
We work together.
Not only do you actually maintain the group cohesion,
Yes.
but in one way or another, you make sure you intend it to make sure that you are together.
Yes.
You intend it to make sure that you keep track of each woman and how they are going through their businesses.
Yes.
Do you feel that in one way or another, that even with the bankings out there, that sometimes unless you intentionally have a good banking relationship with one of the officials,
Yes.
intentionally, maybe you just click
You
through the
have to be
official.
intentional.
Yes, that sometimes if you don't have that, then you will actually be isolated.
Yes.
And most of the women that do get to not have a very good reputation, and then they get a wall, switch off their phones.
Yes.
It is normally because they feel that the bank will not listen to them.
That is true.
So
Because the banks have shown us that we are less of humans.
what they want is their money.
They want their money. They want it now. And they will threaten you. So it becomes a relationship not of a negotiator, of negotiation or round table. It's about, I want my money. And for me, I'm thinking the best way is to understand this person. Come to me. Come to my business. Look at it. See how it is performing. Let's draw a schedule. Tell me, if you paid me this amount of money on a monthly, on a weekly, you'll be able to achieve your target. Now, most of us, for example, I come from a corporate background. Worked for 15 years in corporate, went and started a business using salary loan and all these other money here, money there. So by the time if I had a bank relationship with my banker, they understand business. They have people in there who show you this is going to work, this is not going to work. When they are giving you that money, they should have sat down with me and told me, okay, Rose, you said you're going to do a maize shop. Yes. This is how most of the maize things turn out. Maybe we are not also open. So many people will go for loans and they will not be open to the bank on what they are going to use the money for. But if you went for a business loan, I would expect the bank, and I would like to appreciate DFCU, Women in Business, because we have tapped into their knowledge base. They are willing to, you call them any day, and they are willing to talk to you on how to use their apps, on how to do it to run your business.
You would actually wish that there is a more personal relationship between whatever financial institution it is.
Yes.
And not necessarily just for the products aimed at women, but all-round products.
Yes.
So that they are more personal instead of being impersonal.
Exactly. There is something I learned last Friday. I was told very clearly, but the banks don't owe you any money. These things
it's not a must.
It's not a must.
It's not a must.
And therefore, we need to learn that even us who are borrowing this money, it's not our money. Once we get it, we need to pay it back. But it should be a relationship. It should be a relationship. There is a reason why I'm unable to pay. And there is a reason why I'm able to pay. Let's sit. Sit down, this woman. The day she gets the money, tell her the consequences of going to run amok with this money which you said you're going to do business. I go and buy a car, buy an iPhone, buy
and this is business
put
money.
On a Prada shoe and walk around with more loan money on me. And then the next thing you know, you've lost the phone, you've lost the laptop, these things are not bringing in money. So we need to have that relationship where they will tell you the facts. Be honest with me. Don't wait for me to run with money and then you start chasing me across the world.
So when it comes down, even as we conclude this particular topic, it comes down to tailor support, and these different financial institutions or financial partners should be able to tailor support services and financing models to marginalized groups to address specific needs and challenges. That is how at least they will be able to tap into the potential for many women and youth and other vulnerable groups as well to come in, marginalized groups, to be able to expand. Because whatever, just basing right now on the investment club, there is quite a lot of opportunity.
There is a lot of opportunity.
A lot of opportunity.
I can tell you from the accelerator programs I've gone through, I have learned that they are there. Because I am a recipient of the USADF funding. It is a small fund that I got. But trust me, after COVID, I didn't know where else I was going to go. It was a grant through the one I talked about. The other day was struggling and I entered into the NSSF High Innovator. My business has been shortlisted we won the money for. These opportunities are there. MasterCard has money. There are so many opportunities, but we are just ignorant about these opportunities. People are willing to help women.
But we are ignorant.
We are ignorant.
The women are ignorant.
Women businesses, this is the time they should thrive. This is the time women businesses have to thrive.
And you have lots and lots willing to support.
Exactly. And we are saying people need to be patient. Institutions need to be patient with women. Women have the goodwill to pay back. By the way, I think women would pay back money because one, they fear being chased around
and embarrassed.
And being embarrassed. They want to pay back that money. So they need to be supported, be given this information of availability of opportunities. If my business grows, I'm able to pay back. If my business collapses, even the bank loses because they are going to chase me around. They spend more money chasing me around. I'll possibly go to jail. They are still paying me for me to be in jail. I hear they pay you. They pay a certain amount, 7K over 10K for you to stay in jail.
For eating, for the food.
Honestly, we all get embarrassed.
Let's talk about this, but we will have this discussion, of course, in other subsequent episodes. Thank you so much, Rose, for joining us. Now, for the ladies out there that really, not even just the ladies, we're talking about every single Ugandan, wherever you are, you can't be able to tap into these opportunities that are there for the taking. If you are not aware of something, ignorance is not an excuse. You will miss out on some of these opportunities. You can be able as well to get further information if you walk in, or just better still, just get onto our social media pages and let us know what your particular challenge is. We will get back to you definitely and highlight some of the different solutions, even on Business Insight. This particular show happening from 9 to 10 every Monday to Friday. Please let us know what challenges you have in accessing financing, and we will be able to have a guest come in and address some of your fears as well. Until tomorrow, this has been Kemcha Doreen. I was joined by Rose Aliguma Wegoye, who is the chairperson for the Our Investment Club, and SACCO, which is the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs under the U.S. Embassy initiative. Until next time tomorrow, same time, 9 to 10. Bye-bye and have a nice day.
Smart 24, driving business.
Uganda fire! Endiva fire! Abona fire!
Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! Has Nambole Stadium opened its doors once again? You were the 12th player when Uganda Cranes needed you the most. Now, as Uganda Cranes take on South Africa on the 6th of September, and on the 9th of September, as our boys play Congo Brazzaville. Buy your tickets today at 25,000 shillings cash or 20,000 shillings using Momo. Simply dial *165*20# or download the Momo app to get a discounted ordinary ticket. The gold ticket is at 50,000 and platinum is at 150. Let us support the Uganda Cranes because together we are unstoppable. Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda Cranes. Together, we are unstoppable.
We all have that friend, always by your side for the big moments. Alina drama munji. And sometimes I could take a pressure, but it's always there to celebrate your wins. Where would we be without our BFF?
This season, enjoy the best football moments with your #BFFGoTV. Get GoTV today to enjoy all the best football live on SuperSport. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
Cooking oil, no to meal so sweet and scrumptious. The taste of Uganda. Yeah, the taste of Uganda. The taste of Uganda. Yeah,
oli mukyala munna bizinesi era oyagala bizinesi yekulaakulane gavumenti ya uganda ekuleetedde ssente za guro era nga weewola okuva ku bukadde buno okutuuka ku bukadde 2 n'osasula mu bbanga lya myaka 2 ate nga gw'asasula mu budde olinna mukisa ddala eri abakyala abanoonyi b'obubudamu nammwe abaliko obulemu enteekateeka eno egenda kubakolako mu ngeri ey'enjawulo okumanya ebisingawo tuukirira Post Bank, Equity Bank, DFCO, Centenary Bank, Finance Trust Bank ne Stanbic Bank oba genda ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa www.grow.go.ug oba okujja ku ofiisi za PSFU ku Kyaddondo Road e Nakasero ku kizimbe kya Trust Tower omwaliiro ogusooka oba okuweereza obubaka bwa WhatsApp ku nooti 762 3 nooti 4961 omukisa guno gw'abakyala bonna okwetooloola eggwanga era ng'enteekateeka ya Grow evujjirirwa banka y'ensi yonna n'eteekebwa mu nkola minisitule y'ekikula ky'abantu ne Private Sector Foundation Uganda.
Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.